Dr. Galtieri said, my name is Amanda Matheson, and I hold several roles in the district. I am the principal at Hozak Elementary, and I also have the distinguished role of being the chairperson of the diversity committee for the district too. One of the best parts of this committee is that we are trying to spread the word about how important it is to embrace how very wonderfully unique our students are and all of their contributions that everybody brings to our school community with their backgrounds and experiences too. The best part of the job, however, is the expressions contest, which we hold every year, and this year was no different in the excellence that we saw in the different pieces that were submitted to. So it is a great pleasure and honor to be here, and I'm very excited to announce our winners for this year. We have two categories. We have our fine arts and we have our writing design. Before I get started though, I do want to say, continuing our work with diversity, I had a really neat opportunity to attend a conference in November, and it was hosted by the National Association for Multicultural Education. It's the first time I've ever attended the conference. It was very fascinating. The whole idea was about centered around borders and talking about how people create borders, but people are also the ones that can dismantle borders. And that was the theme for the year, too. The keynote speaker that I listened to the very first day, though, had just a wonderful quote. And it just made me think of the work that we do here at the district and that we want to continue doing. And it said, the more we understand and respect one another, a better world it will be. And certainly the pieces that you will see up on our presentation board and you'll hear about tonight definitely encompass those words. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the writing design, and I will say the student's name, tell you a little bit about the type of piece that they have, and also the sponsoring teacher that encouraged them to show creativity and telling us what diversity means to them. After I call the student up here, we have some special things that we want to present to the students to recognize their efforts. And we'd like to take an opportunity for the student to share with one of our NATV individuals just a very brief 1-minute semi-interview to talk about what diversity means to you. So we'll spend some time going through recognizing our winners and awarding them, and then when we are finished, we'll have some time. We want you to look at the pieces that are up on the board and again celebrate the wonderful creativity of our students here at North Allegheny. And the most important thing to not to forget is we have a lot of refreshments out here. We don't want to be taking cookies home, so we want to make sure you please help yourself and enjoy yourselves as well. Okay, I will start with writing design, and the first group that we have is kindergarten through 3rd grade, and I want to introduce Sawyer Wright. Sawyer is a student from Marshall Elementary School. Come on up, Sawyer. And she has a poem that's entitled Special Sunset, and her sponsoring teacher is here this evening, Mrs. Amy Romack. And Sawyer, I was hopeful that if you don't mind, and I could certainly help with you, if you would be interested in reading your poem out loud. Okay, I know I'm putting them on the spot, but it's just too wonderful not to share. So Sawyer, I have it right on top here. And if you'd like to speak into the microphone nice and loud here, okay?
We are all different, yet so alike. One may walk, one ride a bike. We are individual, each happy and true. To be like this, just be you. We'll work together, each adding his or her thing. We'll have sunshine, paint, and sparkles, and we will all sing. We will be working, and by the end of the day, we'll have a sunset with us all cheering yay. Red, purple, and all the colors in between, we can make a rainbow sunset if we are a team. The sunset is special, like each and every one of us. Our team is happy and creative with nothing but trust.
Thank you very much. Next, I would like to introduce in our 4th through 5th grade category, Miss Virginia Lucas, and Virginia is from Hozak Elementary. She wrote a poem entitled A Portrait of Friendship, and her sponsoring teacher is Mrs. Sunda, who is here this evening as well. Virginia, come on up. And
A portrait of friendship. A photograph in my hand. 3 very different girls. An unlikely friendship beyond compare. One is from Uganda, petite, with brown skin and brown eyes. One is from Korea, with tan skin and brown eyes. The latest is from Pennsylvania, born and raised, with light skin, blue eyes, and freckles. Although we couldn't be more different, I can't imagine life without my 2 best friends. People say that to be friends you have to be similar. Well, we're living proof that that's not true. NA students come in a wide range of colors, but we're all people too. We have our differences, but they only make us stronger. If everyone is nice to everyone, regardless of race, you too might find a best friend who makes your life complete.
Also important to note with the written pieces, we of course have beautiful displays in color. Sawyer had just a lovely picture with her poem, and Virginia the same included pictures of her friends that she references in her poem. So just a wonderful way to make that entry special. Next, for the age group 6th through 8th grade, we have Alexandria Adams from Ingomar Middle School, and she has a poem entitled Society, and her sponsoring teacher is Mrs. Andreas. So Alexandria, are you here this evening? Okay. All right, so when we have a chance, when we're finished introducing everybody, we'll make sure to please come up and check out Alexandria's poem. For 9th through 10th grade, we have Leah Hendricks from NAI, and her poem is entitled Unique, and her sponsoring teacher was Mrs. Holm. Do we have Leah here this evening? Leah, thank you.
Unique. Human beings, we are all unique. Intertwined to each other, pieces of a puzzle, intricate webs woven together. Unique. We are all unique. Race, ethnicity, it doesn't matter. Personality and character. Diversity and individuals, that's what makes us unique. Categorizing, stereotyping, lies created to separate, fictional stories to demean, we are no different other than our personalities. Our puzzle is never complete. Each day a baby is born, utterly unique. We cannot discourage diversity, for it is in our blood, running through our veins. The air we breathe is thick in it, and we will keep breathing, for we are all unique.
And for our grade level group 11 through 12 for writing design, we have Jessie Sarity from Nash, and their poem is entitled Reflections, and her sponsoring teacher is Mrs. Esposito. Mrs. Esposito is here as well.
I race through the forest, my bare feet sloshing through the fresh mud. I run to the edge and back and then rest, lying on my back on the soft carpet. I marvel at the vivid life within, the vivid life around. I spend my day alone in retrospect, divorced from conformity in the norm it creates. I spend my day my way, soaking in the golden sunbeams, feeling the puffy white clouds and the rough gray when they come, along with the harsh yet fresh rain. I dance in the rain and rejoice in each drop, each individual drop. I listen to the crickets and cicadas and the message each has to give. I talk to the butterflies, all different and entirely imperfect. I walk alongside the trees, the never-ending, differing trees, who reach out and embrace me for me. I spot a beaver in the river and a multitude of fish I know not of underneath the glass surface. Again I am stunned, and again I marvel in the beauty. And I am filled and renewed, for I have found the ancient key to the forever locked door, have found that the forest can teach all, and have realized the exceptional and underrated trait of diversity.
Beautiful job for all of our winners. Spoke very eloquently. I'm always so impressed with just the beautiful ways that they can express themselves in words. So thank you very much. I do want to also recognize that this contest does not occur without the help of many people, and most importantly, I want to thank Mrs. Raina Moses, who is the Secretary of Hosek Elementary, and this is, I'm going to make her cry. sorry, but I had to say, this is sadly her last diversity contest, but she doesn't know I'm going to be asking her back to help with other things like that. So it's not over yet, but Raina does a lot of work, and you know, I see how much goes into it in organizing and communicating, so I do want to make sure I give a special thanks to Raina. I couldn't do this without her. I also want to thank Dara and Lance Reinhardt, who are members of the English department and work here for North Allegheny School District. Spent some time after school coming over to HOSAC and going through all of the entries, and they've helped before in the past. It's just wonderful to see the eagerness of our staff, really interested in seeing the entries and just being part of this process. So big thanks to Dara and Lance Reinhardt for that. For our next category, we have the Fine Arts Design, and when I call the students up to be recognized for this category, we will point out their design, their artwork on the board, and I will invite them to say a few things if they want to talk about their inspiration or what gave them the idea, or just say a few words about their piece that they submitted as an entry. So we are going to start with our kindergarten through third grade group, and we have Catherine Hu from Franklin Elementary, and she has a painting called We Are the World, and her sponsoring teacher is Mr. Ryan Casciotti. Am I saying that correct? Casciotti. My apologies. So come on up. Congratulations. And do you want to point out your painting up here? Let's see. Okay, so I'll help you out with this one. Of course, we had to put you at the very top there. Okay. So you can see up here, it's, I'll go on this side too. That will be a little bit better. She has a border of all the different flags from different countries, and then, of course, in the middle, we have NA, we have our world, and just a variety of people. Well, Nancy, you want to tell us a little bit more about how you got your idea, and we'll have you talk into the microphone.
When I was at school, I usually like to see some pictures, and I got an idea for like putting flags around it and making people around the world. And I think I like the idea of putting NA in the middle, because NA means that we are the world.
Great.
All right. For our category 4th through 5th grade, we have Anna Warmbrod from HOSAC Elementary, and she has a painting entitled Diversity Portrait at the Parade. Her sponsoring teacher, Mrs. Santo, who's here this evening. All right, so we'll point out Anna's piece is over here. You can see just again a beautiful watercolor that we have up here. Anna, would you like to tell us a little bit about your painting and your ideas?
Yeah, and I got my idea from just like a photo that my mom took at home, and at the parade, I was like the only one that looked like me, so I was diverse from everybody else, and everybody there wasn't like me, and everybody was diverse from everybody else there, and everybody that in the world, if everybody was the same as everybody else, that would just be a boring world and stuff. So. Okay. Our next student it comes from the grade level 6 through 8 classification, and unfortunately she was unable to make it this evening. Her name is Rachel Dowd from Carson Middle School. Her drawing is entitled Diversity Should Be a Part of Nature, and her sponsoring teacher is Mrs. Mayer. So we'll be sure to check that out after we recognize everybody for Rachel's drawing. From the grade 9th through 10th grade, we have Sebastian Immonen from NAI with a painting entitled Smile, and sponsoring teacher, Mr. Hawbaker. Hi, and we'll point yours out. Yours over on the side here too, okay. So you can see Sebastian's piece up here. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
As you can see up there, there are people's faces of all different shapes and sizes, and regardless of the race, the background is the same, because it shouldn't really matter in this world anymore. And it states, here we can all smile, because everyone is smiling and together, and I believe diversity should be happy, and that's what our world should try to achieve.
Okay. And we have, in our last category, 11th and 12th grade, we have Bethany Shocklin from Nash, and she has a drawing entitled Biodiversity. Her sponsoring teacher is Mrs. Hawbaker. Bethany, would you like to join us? All right, and let's point out Bethany's. Here we go, right here. Here, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, in my class, we didn't have to do like ethnicity in general, so I chose to go like in a more general route, and I did just like diversity in life and different things that show beauty, like the tiger and the flower. And I think that it's really interesting to see the difference between like strength and beauty. And I like to draw things that show beauty, and I think that it's cool to look at stuff like that.
So at this time, I wanted to give you some time again to just celebrate your children's accomplishment. I want to thank you for your support of this endeavor and all of our endeavors in recognizing that we are a very diverse and strong community, and we continue to do work in this area. Thank you for encouraging your children in this area and encouraging them to participate in this wonderful contest. So happy you could join us this evening. So we'd like to just have some time to celebrate, and again, we have a lot of cookies out here.
Diversity means to me how everyone is different in many ways, but we're all like the same puzzle in the same piece.
Diversity to me is just being yourself and embracing who you are, regardless of what other people think of you.
To me, diversity means that everyone together is a very beautiful picture.
To me, diversity means respecting and being kind to everyone, no matter what.
Diversity to me, it's not just defined to race or ethnicity. It's any difference within us, difference in our personality, and it just enriches us and makes us all better as a society.
Diversity means that everything is different, and it works in a way because, like, everything is beautiful in a way, and it all comes together, and it makes life, I guess.
Diversity means to me that, well, everybody is different and everybody isn't like one another, and that we were all formed by our, like, well, we were that we're alike, we're not alike, and everybody's not alike. So.
To me, each person is a piece of a puzzle, and it's very confusing until the puzzle is put together. And diversity is the beautiful picture that comes together after the pieces are connected.